Hey there seniors, Michael here from the Seniors Money channel. If you're over 65 and receiving old age security payments from the Canadian government, then you're going to want to pay very close attention to this video. Because I've got some exciting news that could put a nice chunk of extra cash directly into your bank account this year. We're talking a potential $2,570 top up to your existing OAS payments. Now I know what you might be thinking. Michael, that sounds too good to be true. What's the catch? Well, believe it or not, there is no catch. This is a real financial assistance program recently announced by the Canada Revenue Agency to help low and modest income seniors make ends meet. You've worked hard your whole life. You paid your taxes and contributed to the growth of this great nation. And now the government wants to give a little something back to make your retirement years a bit more comfortable. So stick around, because in this video I'm going to break down all the details of this brand new OAS top-up program. I'll explain exactly who qualifies, how much money you could receive, and how to apply for it. This is honestly some of the most exciting financial news for Canadian seniors that I've seen in years. An extra couple $1,000s landing in your checking account could make a huge difference in being able to afford basic living expenses like rent, groceries, and medications. But I don't want to get too ahead of myself here. Let me give you a proper introduction first. For those who are new to the channel, welcome. My name is Michael and I host the Seniors Money YouTube channel. I'm passionate about helping retirees and soon-to-be retirees navigate the often confusing world of government benefits, tax optimization, investing, and retirement income planning. My goal is to break down complex financial topics in a way that's easy to understand. No jargon, no nonsense, just straightforward money advice specifically tailored for the unique financial needs of seniors. I've been producing these educational videos for over 5 years now. And in that time, I've helped thousands of retirees maximize their retirement incomes, reduce their tax burdens, and ensure they don't leave any of that hard-earned money on the table. Speaking of not leaving money on the table, that's exactly what this new OAS top-up program is all about. The government is finally acknowledging that far too many low-income seniors are struggling to make ends meet on just the basic OAS pension and CPP payments alone. Basics like food, rent, and medication can eat up most, if not all, of a retiree's fixed monthly income in many cases, leaving little to nothing left over for any discretionary spending or savings. It's a really tough situation that no senior should have to go through after working their whole lives and paying into the tax system for decades. So to help ease this financial burden, the Canada Revenue Agency has introduced a new OAS top-up payment that could provide low-income OAS recipients with up to $2,570 in additional annual income. Let me repeat that number again. $2,570. That's over $2,000 of extra money that could get deposited right into your checking account this year. For context, the current maximum OAS payment for 2024 is $7,892 per year for seniors with an individual income below $138,967. So this new top-up payment would represent over a 30% increase on that maximum OAS rate. I don't know about you, but an extra $2,570 per year would make a massive difference in my own retirement budget. That's enough to cover things like a full year of grocery bills for one person, nearly 12 months of rent for a modest one-bedroom apartment, out-of-pocket costs for prescription medications, paying off outstanding debts like credit cards, funding a much-needed vacation or travel plans, tucking some extra money away into savings or investments. The possibilities are endless when you get a cash injection like that added straight onto your regular monthly pension payments. Now at this point, you might be wondering, okay Michael, this all sounds amazing, but how do I actually qualify for this extra OAS top-up? What are the eligibility requirements? That's a great question. From what the CRA has announced so far, there are 3 main criteria that you must meet. You must be receiving the federal old age security pension already. This top-up is only being paid out to existing OAS recipients. You must have an individual annual income below the qualifying income threshold of $38,500 for the 2023 tax year specifically. You cannot be receiving any other income-tested benefits or tax credits from the government already, such as the Guaranteed Income Supplement, GS, or the age credit tax amount. Those seem to be the key qualifying factors based on the CRA's announcement. As long as you meet those 3 criteria, receiving regular OAS payments, having an income below $38,500 for 2023, and not getting other income-tested benefits, then you should be eligible for this new OAS top-up. The amount you actually receive will be determined by your precise 2023 income level. Essentially, the lower your income for the year, the higher your OAS top-up payment will be, up to that maximum of $2,570 per year. So for example, a senior with an annual individual income of just $15,000 would likely qualify for very close to the full $2,570 annual payment amount, while a senior at the higher end, say with a $35,000 income, might only receive $500 or $600 in top-up payments. But any amount of extra monthly income helps when you're a retiree on a fixed pension trying to make ends meet. The other bit of good news with this OAS top-up is that the payments are not considered taxable income, so you won't have to pay any federal income taxes on the additional money you receive. Now, in terms of the actual payment process itself, the CRA has stated that all of the qualifying OAS recipients should start seeing these extra top-up amounts automatically added onto their regular monthly OAS payments by this summer 2024. So if you're eligible, you can just sit back and this extra cash will start getting directly deposited into your bank account each month going forward with no extra work required on your part. Easy as that. Of course, being a new program, I'm sure there are going to be some additional details and fine print that we're not aware of yet regarding this OAS top-up. My advice would be to keep an eye out in the coming weeks and months for any additional eligibility criteria or payment calculation rules that get released by the CRA. You can check the CRA website as well as my channel for the latest updates as they become available. I'll definitely be covering any new program information or changes in future videos. As excited as I am about this new top-up, I also want to manage expectations a bit. While $2,570 per year is absolutely a significant amount of extra income for cash-strapped retirees, it's still not going to completely solve or eliminate financial struggles for everyone. The reality is that $2,570, while hugely helpful, may only be a temporary band-aid solution for the more extreme cases of senior poverty out there. We're still talking about just a few hundred extra dollars per month in most scenarios. What Canada really needs is a more comprehensive reform and increase to the OAS and GS payments across the board to truly lift the maximum number of retirees out of poverty. Perhaps over time that could happen. But in the meantime, this one-time OAS top-up for low-income seniors is still an extremely positive first step in the right direction. The government is finally starting to acknowledge the retirement income challenges that far too many elderly Canadians are facing. For those of you who do end up qualifying for these extra payments, I highly encourage you to be smart and strategic about how you allocate that additional income. Definitely use it first and foremost to ensure you've got all your basic living needs fully covered: housing, groceries, medical costs, utilities, etc. Get yourself into a stable financial position where you're no longer having to make tough trade-offs between things like food or heat. From there, you may want to consider paying down any outstanding consumer debts like credit cards that have been weighing you down and charging high interest fees. And finally, if there's any of that top-up money left over after meeting those essential expenses, look at contributing it towards building an emergency fund or modest investment accounts. Having that little extra cash cushion can provide tremendous peace of mind during your retirement years. My team and I will continue monitoring all the latest details on this new top-up program, so make sure you're subscribed to the channel with notifications turned on. That way you'll be updated anytime new information gets released. I'd also really encourage you seniors out there to spread the word about this OAS top-up to any friends, family members, or members of your community who could potentially benefit from receiving it. The more low-income OAS recipients that are made aware of this opportunity, the better. Because at the end of the day, that's a big chunk of extra money that could make a major difference in a retiree's financial well-being and quality of life. Thanks so much for watching this video, and I'll see you all again very soon with more helpful retirement finance tips.